What's up, guys? Barnabas, aka Mac and Cheese, bringing you just the tips. Wanted to give you another Gears of War 3 tip this week. It's very, very simple, very rudimentary. A lot of you guys probably already know this, but it's really, really helpful. I've told some of my friends, and they didn't really know it. But when you go to change weapons, you see as you're roadie running, you see I've changed to the Nasher, but as I don't actually switch to that weapon until I stop roadie running. Now, that takes a lot of time, especially if you're roadie running into situations where you're going to get into a fight, and then you got to wait and go through this long animation to pull out your Nasher or whatever weapon you've chosen. You see how long that takes, so that can be really, really inconvenient. So it doesn't really. I'm just kind of showing here that it doesn't really matter which weapon you switch to, but as you approach these situations, as I've just shown here, it takes a lot of time, and it puts you at a huge disadvantage because your opponent is probably sitting there ready for you majority of the time. And so if you just do a jump or a roll as you switch to the weapons, you see this time how long that took me to kill him. And luckily, he wasn't shooting; he was just kind of standing there. If you get really, really lucky and you get somebody that's a noob like that, then sure, you can win that battle. But majority of the time, people are not going to be just standing around waiting. But if you do a roadie run or a jump after you've switched your weapon, you won't have to go through that animation. You'll just it's almost like you're doing the animation through that roll, and then all of a sudden you see my shotgun's already up and ready to go. So I'm kind of highlighting that in slow motion here. I had the Lancer, switch to the shotgun. I don't go through any animation, but I go through that roll, and as I come out, I've already got my weapon there. Again, that was very, very quick, and I got into this battle a lot more effectively as I possibly as possibly as I could. So I didn't have to go through an animation, make myself a lot easier to hit, and also have to wait to get my shotgun out. It's already out. The downside of this is that you do have to kind of preemptively figure out when to do those rolls, but I'm just going to kind of go through a couple more clips here. It's very, very basic, but you see as I'm kind of even if I'm coming around the corner there, I'm ready for the action. I have my shotgun out right now. I'm going to switch over to my Lancer, right? So I've got my Lancer there, but as I switch to my Nasher, I jump, I go through this animation, and bam, I've already got it, and I'm ready for the next fight. So simple, super simple tip here, but a lot of you guys probably already know that. Just wanted to kind of throw it out there, though, just in case you didn't. Again, this works with any weapon. Right there you can show that I had my Nasher out, and I switched back over to my Lancer, and I was quickly ready to go. So whichever weapon you kind of want to switch to, it's very, very quick. You don't have to go through the animation if you just do a jump and a roll, which you'll probably be doing a lot of anyway, as you're kind of, moving around the map and maneuvering. It's just kind of picking your battles, figuring out what weapon you want. So I hope that helps. I know this is a very quick video, but I wanted to kind of get you guys something. And once again, thanks for watching. Appreciate the support. Later.